Alright, Shingeki no Kyojin or Attack on Titan. I know, I'm very late, but well, not really. I wanted to make this video after all the hype on Attack on Titan ended after the ending of its final season. So Shingeki no Kyojin certainly a great anime to watch, for many a masterpiece, but is it? We're going to talk about Attack on Titan's final season and overall to analyze if Attack on Titan really is a masterpiece, its great and bad things. The analysis will contain cinema theory or film theory, so if you want to learn more about film theory, this will help you also, as well as my subjective thoughts. So, SirCrow Itachi InAnime here with a new video about my thoughts after the hype on Attack on Titan. Where to start? At the end of the video I'll put a rating, a personal rating. Here you can see its definition of each rating. My personal rating can have a 0.5 plus or minus depending on my subjective thoughts and other stuff. The rating will be 0 to 5, where 0 is very bad or horrible, 1 is bad, 2 is meh, nor good nor bad, 3 is good, 4 is very good or great, and finally 5 is masterpiece. Masterpiece doesn't mean perfect, because none anime or film is perfect. Shingeki no Kyojin is a very engaging anime from the start to the end. I consider its two forte is the cool epic scenes and the mystery. However, the last one decayed in the last season. Let me just say that Attack on Titan is not a masterpiece. It could have been a masterpiece if it wasn't for its ending, the final season, especially the last parts. Let me explain. The reasons why Attack on Titan is not a masterpiece is because of lazy narrative, complicated narrative, and bad payoff of the greatest mysteries. But let's start with the good stuff first, and then with the bad stuff, in levels to less to major bad narratives. Okay, I watched Attack on Titan last season part 3 and 4 at the same time. One of the things that I liked was Hanji's sacrifice. It was a cool scene and it was emotional. We saw Levi say Shinso wo Sasageyo for the first time, in an act of saying goodbye to Hanji. Also, this scene needed to take place so we can see Armin being the new commander of the Wings of the Liberty. We also got to see Armin's love confession with Annie, and likewise, in a way. Levi, first time crying once and all is finished, understanding that all the deaths of all who sacrificed their lives, those who he knew, were not in vain. Eren dying had to happen, but it is bad executed. We'll go there later. The old Titans helping the revolutionary group against Eren was cool and nostalgic. The one that I want to talk more is about the conversation between Armin and Zeke, and why I liked this scene, but I will not overanalyze everything. The thing that I liked most of the conversation was the part where Armin starts using Talk no Jutsu to Zeke. Zeke was talking about life is meaningless and the meaning, relief and freedom of death. Armin, on the other hand, without saying directly, he's saying that life has meaning and that Zeke is wrong. He starts talking about his past because he saw a leaf buried in the sand. Grabbing the leaves, starts talking about the precious memory he had with Eren and Mikasa. Running to the tree of a hill and leaves started to fall with the help of the wind. Saying that the reason I was born was so that the three of us could run this race to the hill. At first I was like, okay, so? But then it made sense once Zeke sees the leaf Armin was holding. But that's the thing, he doesn't see a leaf, he sees a baseball ball. Then after, Armin talks about other scenes he felt the same while reading a book, feeding a squirrel, walk around the market with his friends, etc. Those trivial individual moments might actually be precious. It doesn't multiply like life, but is still incredibly precious. Right after this, Zeke understood what was he lacking, what the character needs, rather than what the character wants. In film theory analysis, we try to answer four main questions. Who is the main character? What does the main character want? What does the main character need? And as the audience, what do we fear and hope? This time, let's go to the question, what does the character want and need? Normally, for the main character, this is the case. For some secondary characters, we also see their want and need, or they have already achieved the need. But what is the want and need? K.M. Williams' book, Creating Character Arcs, says, your character will spend most of the story pursuing an outer, plot-related goal related to the thing he wants, but what the story is really about, on a deeper level, is his growth into a place where he, first subconsciously and then consciously, recognizes and pursues his inner goal, the thing he needs. In other words, the want of the character is the pursuit of what the character desires in the first act of first chapters. However, this can be a want with a false belief or a false system of belief. Eren, in this case, because of the lack of information of experience, decided to kill all the Titans because they are murderers. But as the seasons go along, Eren understood that the Titans are just other humans victims of Ymir. The need is the moral learning the character comprehends and might want to really pursue it instead of his want. Alright, having this context, let's analyze what is Zeke's want and need. We understood what Zeke's plan was in the last season, part 1 and 2. He technically wanted to chop off the bananas and eggs of the entire Eldia's race, meaning all those who can transform into titans. So Zeke wanted to fulfill the plan of euthanasia. But what is the need? The need is what Armin teaches and actually is what Game Freaks also teaches at the end of the anime of Hunter x Hunter. You should enjoy the little detours to the fullest, because that's where you'll find the things more important than what you want. Those little detours are what actually be incredibly precious. Those simple little memories are precious. There's a scripture that teaches this principle and nails what Armin did with Zeke. Now, ye may suppose that this is foolishness in me, but behold, I say unto you that by small and simple things are great things brought to pass, and small means in many instances doth confound the wise. So what Armin teaches Zeke is that even if you have an end goal, don't forget the journey with those around you. Those small moments with your loved ones, with nature, with self, with friends are precious and valuable. It is what also gives life's meaning, a more important meaning rather than the meaning of death. That's why Zeke sees the baseball ball, because he remembered the valuable memories he had with his father figure, that just throwing and catching with him make him happier than his main goal, his main want. So what's Armin want and need? Well, Armin really doesn't need a need because he works as the resonance of the story, someone who provides the need for the main character and as well to the other characters. However, Armin seeing a leaf is kind of poor. I would have loved the other put some scenes in season 1 and or 2 of Armin doing those things he said to Zeke, like the leaves for example. I don't think we have seen that scene in the past, right? As well as reading a book in the rain, feeding a squirrel, and being with his friends in the market. If Isayama put those extra scenes in season 1, 2, even 3, this scene with Zeke could have been more impactful, but when we saw it, it wasn't. With Zeke works because we already knew that Zeke appreciated to play catch and throw with his father figure. As I said, Armin is the one who provides the need for the main character, and that is exactly what he does when he talks with Eren at the end. What does Eren want? Well, he wants many things, and I think the main thing that he wants is world genocide, so his friends and people can have peace. Because even if he doesn't accomplish to save Ymir, his people will have peace because, well, literally there will be just one country. Okay, so what does Eren need? So remember, Armin saw a leaf and Zeke a baseball ball. Eren, what he sees, as well as Armin, is the shell from the sea. The anime threw more dialogues rather than the manga with the shell scene, which helped more this awful scene. Well, we'll get there. But Eren as well as Zeke need is what I mentioned previously. Zeke understood it at the end because while he calls Levi so he can kill him, Zeke enjoys his last minutes appreciating the day, the breeze, and the view. Eren, on the other hand, refuses to embrace the need. We see this in the last episode, season 3, when Armin finds the shell, but Eren didn't mind and appreciate that precious moment with his friends. Rather, he was pointing to the horizon with sadness, because at the other side of the ocean, there's the enemy. At least we can tell Eren spent 4 years alone with Mikasa in a fake world. But this fake world kind of relates on the dream world Madara wanted to accomplish in Naruto Shippuden. We can also say that Naruto wanted to teach Obito as well as Madara that this dream world it won't help. The dream world might work, but all the effort and all the meaning and precious moments won't be there. Okay, let's start now with the bad part. The reasons why I think Shingeki no Kyojin is not a masterpiece, and on this part I'm going to divide in lots of parts, so bear with me. So let's remember, the resistance group got separated because Annie doesn't want to fight anymore, and taking advantage of her decision, they also decided that the kids, Gabi and Falco, must also not participate in the final fight against Eren. Once they got separated, Falco saw 6 past Titan shifter memories because, well, Falco was transformed into Titan because of 6 spine, so technically Falco is as well a Beast Titan. Something pretty convenient as well, but I'll let it pass. And so he found out that there was a Beast Titan that could fly. Not only that, but as far as I understand, Falco also understood that the female Titan has a unique ability which if you eat any part of another Titan shifter, you can manipulate their powers or something like that. Annie already knew about that. The plan is to go also to the final battle. Annie eats something related to Falco so Annie can manipulate Falco abilities. Meaning that Falco will have full control of his powers and I suppose like overpower his powers. So therefore Falco can use his Beast Jaw Titan abilities and fly all the way to the final battle and technically save all the resistance because they were about to literally die. How convenient, right? Okay, first off, I think yes, it is an interesting and great idea that Falco is a wing type Titan. I don't think it is that forced. Falco's name is literally a bird, so it makes sense. As well, we saw Falco debut thinking he was a bird or something like that. However, the problem with this scene is Annie's new ability. It is a lazy narrative. Out of nowhere at the last season, last part, we gather new information, setup information. This kind of information needs to be mentioned at least in the first. Heck, it can even be in the second part of the last season. But no, they decided to bring it up in the last minute. Very convenient because they literally saved the whole team from dying. Okay, this is something I always say. If you want to put time traveling in the table, you must almost perfectly detail everything so the audience can understand it fully well. You must bring the time traveling rules. You must put the reasons why you cannot do something or the consequences or etc. If not, you're going to 1. Confuse the audience and 2. Confuse even yourself. This is why the movie Back to the Future works well. Because the rules are simple. If you go to the past and change an event or a decision, maybe an important decision made by someone, you change your present. And as well, if you find yourself from the past, it's going to explode or something horrible is going to happen. According to Doc. Nothing more, nothing less. Great movie. One Piece also made a good time traveling plot with Toki. She ate the Toki Toki no Mi, which powers allows her to time travel to the future, but never to the past. Simple. Dragon Ball was a weird and difficult one, but it kind of worked. Trunks goes to the past so the androids doesn't kill the planet. Once he returns to the future, nothing changed. Why? I don't know, but it kind of worked like Avengers Endgame. When Trunks traveled to the past, he traveled to another universe parallel. He cannot time travel to the past from his own timeline, but he can go to his present timeline again. We're going to talk about Marvel again. Okay, so what? Attack on Titan made a good time traveling plot with just difficult rules, but it works, right? Yes and no. Let me explain. When Eren and Zeke were traveling through Grisha's memory, it was a hell of a great plot twist scene. To know that Eren was the one who manipulated Grisha to kill the royal family and take the Founder Titan. It was brilliant. It really made sense because Eren revealed us that Attack on Titan has a unique ability which powers allows him to see the memories of the future Attack on Titan users. Therefore, Grisha having as well in the past the Attack on Titan, he saw the future, seeing himself living that same moment, Eren being there, traveling through Grisha's memories, thanks because of the Founder Titan's abilities. Now, the rules are difficult to understand, but it makes sense and it is understandable. They explain well. You can travel through the memories of the past, however, you cannot physically involve or manipulate the past. How does Eren get to talk with his dad in the past and manipulate the past? Because for Grisha, Eren was inside his memories, thanks because he was watching the future memories of Eren. That's why he also could see Zeke and beg for forgiveness, because Eren was there, watching. Now, two questions. First, if Grisha knew what Eren was about to make a worldwide genocide, why Grisha gave anyway Eren the Attack on Titan powers? Well, I was pondering a lot about these questions. The reasons? It's because Grisha had the opportunity to say sorry to his first son, Zeke. If Grisha doesn't give Eren the Attack on Titan, he will never have then the opportunity to say sorry to Zeke. In other words, Grisha preferred to say sorry to Zeke instead of saving the world. Selfish, but understandable. The second question is, okay, but Eren revealing his powers is as well convenient, right? It's a surprise ability like that any female Titan reveal power. So why say any new female Titan power is convenient and forced? Isn't Eren as well? This is where we go to the film theory. The Russian playwright Anton Chekhov famously said, if in the first act you have hung a pistol on the wall, then in the following one it should be fired. Otherwise, don't put it there. Or in simple words, just as MAPPA, one of my favorite YouTubers, said, don't tease elements of plot that don't actually pay off. The gun is a metaphor or an example because it can be replaced by other instruments or lines of dialogue, costumes, piece, characters, etc. In the case of Eren, we had a ton of Chekhov's gun placed. The owl saying to Grisha to protect Armin and Mikasa when they haven't even been born. Eren petrified after kissing Historia, the queen's hand. Heck, even the first episode where Eren is crying. All those guns were placed and were fired once Eren made contact to his father Grisha. In the past memories, revealing that the unique Attack on Titan power is that you can see the future memories of the future Attack on Titan users. A great masterpiece scene and narrative. Annie on the other hand, a gun that hasn't even been placed, the gun just fired by revealing that Annie has a new ability out of nowhere. Okay, but SirCrow, right now you're saying that Eren time traveling plot is a masterpiece. So why are you categorizing as something that impedes Attack on Titan of being a masterpiece? Well, because they complicated even more in the last two parts. When Eren made contact with Grisha, it was a great scene as well as a great mastermind plan. They told us the reasons what could have been done so Eren can make contact with Grisha, and one of the reasons why was that Eren needed Zeke to trust him. And it worked because of all the Titan users, Zeke was the only one who has royal blood in order to activate the Founder Titan's power, which Eren had. Okay, makes sense. So where's the problem? We can see that Eren, after having full control of the Founder Titan as well as Ymir, an important detail that Ymir as well, he can now fully control the past. So every minute detail of the story from the beginning of Titan War 2000 years ago was manipulated and planned by Eren. And in his words, there wasn't another way. Is it though? I don't buy that. This is one of the reasons why Doctor Strange was very criticized in Avengers Endgame as well as the next film he was in. So Doctor Strange saw 40 millions of futures to how to defeat Thanos, but from those 40 millions we win in just one. Okay, tough one mate. 40 millions and just one they win, but you have a universe where they won against Thanos in the same planet they were. 40 millions, but why not just chop Thanos' arm when you had the chance and then cure his arm with Tony's cold healing technology? Heck, not even kill Thanos, but just mutilate his arm so he cannot use the Infinity Stones. 40 millions, but why not just say to Stark in the final battle in Endgame to just grab 1 or 2 gems from Thanos' hand instead of all? 40 millions, but one they win, but in order to win, we need to sacrifice Iron Man. Okay, why not use the time powers to bring back Tony Stark with the gem time? So on, so on, and so on. And time traveling is not just a problem with Doctor Strange, but they introduce erase memory powers in Spider-Man No Way Home. If Doctor Strange knew that power, why not just make Wanda or Scarlet Witch forget about her children? I can go all day, but you get my point. If you don't explain these important details, audiences will reclaim of why not.
Why isn't it possible?
It's just not.
Why not, you stupid bastard?
After watching the meme, you understand why Eren had to really kill his mother? Well, why not just control the Titan and don't kill his mother? So that Eren can be motivated by hatred? There are more ways, the possibilities are infinite or 40 millions. You have the power to control and manipulate anyone in the past, so why wait 2000 years to end the Titan War? Is it because Mikasa was the one who needed to break the Matrix? In 2000 years there wasn't a single Eldian in love with another Eldian who became mad and needed to sacrifice the person who lost because he or she became crazy for the benefit of humanity? I don't buy that, and I said Eldian in love with another Eldian, but if we get technical, it doesn't matter if it has to be an Eldian who breaks the cycle of blind love because Mikasa isn't even an Eldian! Ymir could have seen anyone from any race of the world who destroyed the cycle of blind love because he is literally omnipresent. I don't buy that! You can literally manipulate anyone in the past, so why not manipulate two couples instead of waiting for 2000 years of suffering so you can make Ymir understand that she isn't a slave? Okay, some of these parts are debatable, but Ymir as the main villain was a bad idea. I know that Eren technically became the main villain, but well, Eren in a way wanted to free Ymir. Let's start from the beginning. The origins of the Titans is kind of lazy, but I would have let it pass if they would have bring us more background about the sea alien creature who fusions with Ymir. But they never did. The only thing we know is the creature is called Life. Nothing more, nothing less. Can't believe Attack on Titan did the same mistake Naruto made by bringing aliens as final bosses. And I know that this creature was inspired by a real life sea creature in the depths of the sea, but man, you must put more information inside the project rather than people relying on sources from other places. So yeah, we have the origins of the Titans, lame. The creature called Life is the other reasons why the final is bad. So look, the reason why Eren transformed or evolved his Titan is because he makes physical contact with Zeke, someone who has royal or pure blood, and because Eren actually has the founder Titan. So, in the final battle, Levi spots Zeke and kills him. After that, Eren's plan is supposed to end. Okay, but afterwards, the creature thing comes out and now needs to touch Eren again so Eren can have again pure blood. Not only that, but Eren transforms again and now he's Eren Attack on Titan in the form and same age of a Colossal Titan. Why? So, Zeke is already dead. Eren doesn't have any more royal blood, so why having that form? Why has the creature needs to touch Eren so that Eren can continue his genocide? That creature is supposed to be inside Eren since the beginning, since that creature, I suppose, was part of the founder Titan. You know why Eren is in that form like a colossal attack on Titan? It's because the author wanted to have a battle of titans between Eren and Armin. Lazy and forced narrative. Afterwards, what we understood is that the reasons Ymir didn't end the Titan War, the 2000 years Titan War, is because of love. Okay, wait. A sadistic prison love. She was in love with the king and she was still in love with the king. Until she sees that another person breaks the prison of love and that there was a choice of breaking free of that love, and well, that person at the end was Mikasa by killing Eren. First of all, Ymir being in love with the king? The same son of his mother who killed her people, who ordered to kill you, who tortured you, who technically raped you, but well, I suppose to her it wasn't, who had a lot of wives and concubines, who only see you as a tool and after you die, obligate your daughters to eat your corpse so they can as well gain your powers? That same son of his mother you are deeply in love to keep the Titans around 2000 years? No, but SirCrow, she doesn't understand the meaning of love. Yes, he does. don't give me that BS, she was seen through Mikasa's point of view, someone who isn't even an alien. If Ymir could have seen Mikasa, then she as well could have seen anyone from the world, and learned what true love is. That Kin never loved Ymir, but she was deeply and blindly in love with him? I mean, okay, you can make the case that she has fetishes, right? Bro! The second thing is, and we already talked about it a bit previously, about the first narrative of Ymir and the 2000 Years War by seeing Mikasa break the Matrix and killing Eren. But you know what's the weird stuff here? I think you cannot appreciate it in the anime, but in the manga, once Mikasa chops Eren's head, grabs his head and kisses him, you can see Ymir smiling. What? So Ymir indeed has fetishes. So I suppose her fetish is necrophilia? Bro, there is no way Ymir decided to stop the Titan War just by seeing Mikasa kissing Eren's corpse. And even if you can cheat it, meaning that you can get away with it for the sake of the story, even Ymir needed to see someone break free from that prison love, from someone who suffered the same or worse than her prison love. For example, let's do a what if, because it didn't happen the last season, but see what happened between the third season and the fourth season? What happened with Historia? Where is she? All the protagonism of Historia just left in the last season. What if the author could have made the case that Historia was the one who was being seen by Ymir? Historia's character development just stopped in the last season. You can make the case that Ymir was really seeing Historia instead of Mikasa. So I'm not sure, maybe you can do another. The thing is that Ymir being in love with the king is the one that messed up all. And I know that since the beginning, Mikasa had those headaches, which, yeah, those are Chekhov's gun, so he can be fired once the last season explains us that it was Ymir who was doing those headaches to Mikasa. But it was really bad executed. You have maybe add more Mikasa's character or suffering, because Mikasa in no way can be compared with Ymir's suffering. Finally, I think this is the funniest and worst. Did Eren become a bird? Pero qué vaina has hecho, Isayama? One of the last scenes is that Mikasa is crying in front of Eren's tomb, and out of nowhere a dove came and put her scarf back nicely again in her neck. And Mikasa stares at the flying dove and says, "Thank you, Eren." What the? This scene was extremely forced. There is two intentions the author made that we can approach. The first one is that this is a symbolic, beautiful scene because a bird or a dove is symbolizes as freedom. We can correlate it thanks because of the other scene where we see Armin looking at white birds and referencing with Eren and freedom. Okay, I get it. I like the idea of symbolism, no problem. You can make the case of birds being the symbol of freedom. The thing that it doesn't make sense is how a dove, a freaking dove, approaches a human being so they can adjust well her scarf. Doesn't make sense at all. And the second thing is that this dove is actually Eren visiting Mikasa, which is worse than the first one, because Attack on Titan has never mentioned nothing about reincarnations. The real reason this scene exists is because the author wanted to finally, but late, make the case of Eren and Mikasa's love. Not friendship love, but romantic love. Which, by the way, Eren and Mikasa's romantic love is as well forced. We just had this kind of love at the last part. All the other seasons, throughout all the seasons, we never had seen a bridge of Eren being in love, romantically love with Mikasa. Look, even Sasuke and Sakura's love makes more sense than Eren and Mikasa. Gosh dang it. And the unique reason he made this scene and the kiss one is because fans would be mad and angry with Isayama if he doesn't do anything about the fan shipping between Eren and Mikasa. The only way this scene could make sense is if the dove, instead of adjusting Mikasa's scarf, what the dove could have done is take off the scarf, fly away and use the scarf as part of its nest. This actually will make more sense because Eren wanted Mikasa to forget him, and he also mentioned to Mikasa to get rid of the scarf. So a dove taking off Mikasa's scarf makes more sense, right? Yeah. Attack on Titan, a masterpiece? No. Is it worth watching? Absolutely. Attack on Titan is a great anime. I will put a rate of 4.5 out of 5. All because it was a very great and really hooked me. But SirCrow, if it's that great, why saying all those bad reviews of Attack on Titan? Well, two reasons. Because I want to put Attack on Titan content, and the second reason is because I'm tired of the Attack on Titan community who together are saying that Attack on Titan is a masterpiece and has a great finale, when actually it's not. And really everyone were saying that because of the hype Attack on Titan had when the finale was streamed. And gosh dang it. Gosh dang it with this community. This toxic community will make every excuse to support and protect Attack on Titan's lazy plot. For example, Mikasa. Mikasa didn't die as a virgin. Changed my mind. In the anime, they put it difficult to see if Mikasa had her own family after Eren died. They actually put white flowers symbolizing she died as a virgin. Something controversial because in the manga they did not. In the manga, it is very clear that Mikasa married Jan and has a child. And this is the other reason I'm tired of toxic fans of Attack on Titan. Literally, in every social media I'm in, every time this conversation is brought to the table, everyone is as mad as possible to protect Mikasa's virginity and fidelity on Eren. Of course, someone who died! Bro, they're trying very hard to make the case that Mikasa never did NTR to a corpse. I mean, what the f. But since I'm posting this video after 5 months of the finale, I suppose 6 months, hopefully that hype is over and now the analyzing part of everyone can be brought on the front. Now, some announcements. With Attack on Titan I'm doing 2 more videos. All Titan shifters and also an analyze of Armin and Six conversation. So, with anything else to say, hope you enjoyed this video. And hopefully you won't come back with torches and see you in the next time. Mata ne!